Hey guys, what's up? This is Eliza with RMK Reactions. I'm super excited because today I'm going to be listening to some new Rage Against the Machine. Well, new to me. It's been out for a while. So far, regarding Rage Against the Machine, I think I'm a fan. This song is Down Rodeo. I've already been warned it is not Down Rodeo. So, let's see what we got going on here. You already know I'm a fan of that groove there.
People ain't seen the brown skin man since their grandparents bought one.
Okay, this is kind of interesting as a lyric video, and then we've got some images kind of sliced in here. Obviously, just instrumentally, I think this sounds great. I feel like I've seen some of these lyrics like out of context before, say like on the internet, somebody quoting them before. So, obviously, like in this context, he's got some folks who they're feeling some type of way about seeing somebody who looks different from them. Shocker of shockers.
So now I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. These people ain't seen a brown skin man since their grandparents bought one.
And of course, like, obviously in that line, that's referring to slavery. So I don't know where Rodeo is, but I would assume that would be in one of the southern states in the United States. No. Don't quote me on that. That is incorrect. But yeah.
So now I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. Banging this bolo tight. On his solo fight, can't fight alone. Fuck the track, the first fly like the family stone. That 10 devils set the stage for the war at home. Lock without a wage. You're standing in the drop zone. The clock is born, staring at an empty plate. Mama's torn hands cover a sucking face. We're hungry, but their belly full. The structure is set, you never change it with a ballet pool.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that just in this lyric video, they put the wrong kind of pull. Because obviously what he's talking about here is systemic inequality and how, unfortunately, electoral politics does not necessarily change that.
In the ruins as a network for the toxic rocks. Who you are the precinct? So from the project block.
Okay, pretty sure that's about the crack epidemic.
Broke out for new flesh and a factory floor. The remains that chain to the powder war.
Okay. So here's my hunch, my interpretation. I need y'all to remember, I am Gen Z. I did not live through this, but I think that this is referring to like post-Reaganism and how like the crack epidemic devastated neighborhoods and communities for a very long time afterwards. I would assume in this specific community, like Rodeo. Okay, so then again, that would be referring to the amendments, the Fifth Amendment, the First Amendment. The fifth being, oh goodness, that would be the right to remain silent, I believe.
So now I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun.
So yeah, Rage Against the Machine, as I said, definitely a fan. It's helpful for me to be able to like read the lyrics in front of me because I think I've mentioned before, especially when it's like, I don't know, when I'm kind of locked in on like the sound of the music and such, sometimes it's hard for me to like absorb the words just from hearing them. But when I'm reading them, I can like really comprehend it at the same time. So overall, this is touching on themes of, I actually think it's really interesting how he's like mentioning the shotgun. There is a lot of, it's a very complex issue, the Second Amendment. And I would guess that this is kind of like an undercurrent in this context. The Black Panthers were actually a big part of what kind of repopularized that in the United States. I don't know how well known that fact actually is, but it just sort of adds another layer to that whole issue and debate in this, kind of idea of like who gets to do what. Just referencing like the First Amendment, the right to free speech, freedom of the press, and then the kind of reverse of that, having to remain silent, to protect yourself, to protect your family. The reference to like a hearse in the night, trying to do what you can during the day, do what you can in your life, because you never really know how long you'll get to live when there's all this inequality and state-sanctioned violence. There's justice is really very much an illusion under this system. So, I mean, they're kind of an anarchist band because that's just the whole message here is that the system as it's currently set up is not fair. It's not going to protect you in the way that you hope that it would. Again, it's astonishing to me that a few years ago, Rage Against the Machine fans were like, what? When did these guys get anti-government? That's crazy. I used to be a longtime fan, but no more. Not since they've changed. I don't think they've changed, if this is what they've been saying. Guitars are nasty. So then if that message wasn't already clear enough, we have Fred Hampton, civil rights activist. It's like some of these I really have to let them kind of absorb into my brain to fully capture it.
For a sweat, love Alice dead, so a bullet's what I get 1,000 years ahead of two, we should be taking them. Fuck the G-Ride, I want the machines that are making them. Our target straight with a room full of arm bombs to all the kings on the west side of dawn.
Oh, another little bit of context also. So I had been incorrect about the location of Rodeo Drive. It's actually in Beverly Hills. So that's interesting. California has a long and complex history with its different communities, with, there's gangs and a lot of conflict, let's say, with law enforcement and just a lot of failure of the system to, I don't really think that, in my personal opinion, I don't really think the goal ever was to make lives of citizens better. It's more to protect, you have people in Beverly Hills, more wealthy, often white people who don't really want to have to see or think about people who are less wealthy, people who have different backgrounds than them.
Can't waste a day when the night breaks a heart. Make a move and plead the fifth, cause you can't plead the first.
I really want to look up more about the history of the actual band members, because I think that would lead me a lot more context. I think that they must be Californians have grown up, been raised here, because I think that the other songs I've heard also seem very location specific in that regard.
Can't waste a day when the night brings a hurt. So now I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. These people ain't seen the brown skin man since their grandparents bought one.
So then, again, with that context, Beverly Hills, Gucci white folks.
Yeah, I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. These people ain't seen the brown skin man since their grandparents bought one.
I would imagine that they would be clutching their pearls.
Yeah, I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun.
Bass breakdowns.
One God, one market, one truth, one consumer.
Okay. I just need to let the line "one God, one market, one truth, one consumer" percolate a little bit in my brain. So there is kind of I think that might be a bit about like how our government has sort of a theocracy, this whole one nation under God, but then it's also very bought out by corporations. And it's very interesting because when you hear like the premise of the American dream, you know, they say that they want separation of the church and state. There's this idea of like democracy that's all of the people, by the people, for the people. And it's not really true. You have very extremely overpowered monopolistic organizations kind of buying everybody out. They're very much, especially in our current day, very, very much is lots and lots of religious ideologies taking control of the government. It's true now. I don't know exactly what year the song came out, but if my hunch is correct, and it was at least somewhere around the time period of Reagan, the crack like epidemic, which was, if you aren't aware, he was kind of maybe an instigator of that. He was big on like the Christian family values kind of thing. Same then. Okay, also my mind has just been stuck on this, so I just want to look and confirm something up real quick to make sure that I'm being factual about this. Okay. Fred Hampton. Was he... Okay. So, Fred Hampton was assassinated, which is what I had thought. I think that it's kind of a... If I'm remembering correctly, it was sort of controversial about how that happened. There's some sort of mixed information, because I think that it was by... I don't want to get in trouble with the government. But I think it's one of those things that's like a COINTELPRO thing. It's kind of an open secret, but not really a secret. Where if you speak up, basically what they're saying is like, if you, like Fred Hampton, speak up too much, piss off the wrong folks too much, they will silence you one way or another.
Shut the quiet peacefulness! It's a quiet peaceful dance.
My interpretation of this too, Quiet Peaceful Dance, being peaceful protests. Whether they mean that like truly or kind of ironically, because just that very concept in and of itself is, there's people who say that that's like the only way, and then there's people who say that it doesn't really matter whether you're peaceful or not, there's still be retaliation.
With psoriatic arthritis.
Okay. Silence ad. That was a really interesting song. I really like their sound for one thing, but then of course the things that they speak on are, very, it's kind of jarring how relevant it still is, because again, I don't know exactly which year this song came out, but it was, I think, quite a while ago. And I just kind of want to rewatch, re-listen. There are definitely references that I didn't quite get or was pretty fuzzy on, things that tie in or connect to each other in ways that I didn't quite, realize yet. So thank you very much for the recommendation, and I will see you next time.